We began in Danbury, Connecticut at our Lakeside Retreat Center. We then moved on campus to University of Florida, Gainesville, Cornell University, and others.
Now New York City, 73rd and Central Park west of Parkside Torah Center.
And now here in Jerusalem, Israel.
Hi, my name is Michael Cantor. I'm a lawyer from South Florida, and I first met Rabbi Goldwasser at the Israel Center.
Eric Distelberger. I went to Cornell University. I am now at GW Law School. I met the rabbi in Israel with a few of my friends.
My name is Seth Lazar, and I grew up as a conservative Jew on Long Island. I came out to Tzamah Nafshi about a year ago, looking to explore.
Hi, my name is Matt Berkowitz. I grew up as a conservative Jew here in New York City. I graduated from New York University in 2007 and recently decided to rediscover my Jewish roots.
I grew up conservative in South Florida, wasn't connected at all. And once I came out here, I met Rabbi Goldwasser and we developed a relationship.
My name is Danny. I'm in my second year here at Tzamah Nafshi. I grew up Reformed. After my bar mitzvah, my first decision as a man was to not be affiliated anymore.
Yosef Vera, and I live here in Miami, and I'm an alumni from Tzamah Nafshi. It really just changed my life. The serenity and the peace and tranquility of the Jerusalem Center just made me develop and absorb Torah in a way that I never thought it would be imaginable.
I walked in the building and met Rabbi Goldwasser for the first time. I knew that my prayers had been answered.
My name is Danny Wertzman. I grew up in Manalapan, New Jersey. I grew up as part of a Reformed synagogue. I grew up in a very secular household, like many Jewish people, and it wasn't until more recently that I began really connecting.
After graduating from the University of Wisconsin in 2001, I've spent the last 8+ years working in finance, most recently at Deutsche Bank. I've been a part of the professional corporate world throughout that time, living in Manhattan.
4 or 5 weeks ago, I had the privilege of coming here to Tzamah Nafshi Yeshiva to learn a little bit more, to see what this quote-unquote world that I have yet to be a part of was actually about.
There is a sense of clarity, a sense of peacefulness, as you can hear by the sounds of the birds and the view out here. The sun's always shining. There's something here that you just can't get anywhere else.
A lot of groups come through the doors, groups from New York to South Africa, students like myself who came out here for 1 week or 2 weeks and ended up staying for 2, 3, 4 months.
Every single group that is touched by Tzamah Nafshi gets exactly what it needs.
We've been together now like family through California, Israel, Danbury, New York.
Yeshiva experience was the overall sense of family and congregation that we got from the yeshiva. By Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, the way that people would come in and just have an unbelievably awesome, inspiring, completely incredible, high holidays.
In these last 4 or 5 weeks, you realize that this is not a world that is not accessible for the typical Jewish person who has been raised in a very secular environment.
The first time I had shared with Rabbi Goldwasser, I have to be honest, it was a bit intimidating. He has about 18 different pieces, text stacked on top of one another. And I honestly thought to myself, oh boy, what's he got in store here? But he actually prepares shir, taking different pieces from different texts and puts it together in a way that almost can't be seen by the average person. It's nearly impossible. But the way he brings it out and the way he allows you to connect to it is honestly invaluable. It teaches a piece of surface level Torah and then goes to levels that I didn't even know anything could possibly go to bring out the real point of what's being said. I hear this piece of Torah, so what? That's always the question, and Rabbi Goldwasser takes that and allows you to connect the physical world and the spiritual world in a way that actually makes sense.
He tries to bring out the spark of Judaism in you.
For about an hour a day, he gives us an opportunity to basically get inside his mind and learn how he's learning, and it really is a great opportunity and a great way to learn Torah.
The one-on-one time we all had with different rebbeim, the dedication to personal attention was so amazing.
He makes it a point at some point every day in his schedule to grab each and every one of us aside and just have a personal one-on-one.
The passion for each of our individual issues and to learn what we wanted to learn and to sort of guide us each individually along the way.
His biggest thing is for each individual to maintain his own place. And for me, that was one of the biggest things when I first got here, realizing he's not trying to change who I am.
The Rebbeim at Tzamah Nafshi just really focused on all the aspects that really would develop a Jewish neshama and their growth.
After a couple of days, it actually becomes just a part of you. The days fly by. I walked into a room filled with Rabbanim, people studying, people learning, people teaching, shiurs all over the place, and it was a bit overwhelming. And after just a couple of days, it's become so natural, and I actually yearn for more.
I'm so happy to wake up every morning and to walk into this environment. It starts early in the morning. We do shachris here at the yeshiva at 8 o'clock. Start learning around 9:30 for about 4 hours, different classes, everything from halacha to Jewish philosophy, some Gemara. It's just a nice mix of different classes, different topics. It's a nice blend. Learning really from 9:30 in the morning to, Marav is 10:30 at night. We're going pretty much the whole way through.
My original plan was to come after 3 weeks, and that's exactly what I did. I came back to New York after that 3 weeks. I felt like I was a changed person. I decided that while I was in New York, I'd like to go back and explore even further. So I went back next year for another semester. Everything I do now is with I feel passionate about Judaism and passionate about life.
If I could hold time still, I would. And it's amazing how in such a short time, how immersed in this you become, to the point where you wake up at 7 and now it's 11 p.m. and you feel like the day had just gone without you even realizing it.
The love that I feel through all the people that come in and out of here is better than I can ever imagine.
Staff here is great. I mean, everybody's very helpful.
Been able to learn all the things I want to learn and really get an idea what it is to live a religious lifestyle.
We, the alumni, have an amazing opportunity to continue our learning here at the Parkside Center. Returning back to New York, things have definitely been crazy. It's nice that here at the Parkside Center I have a refuge from the craziness of New York.
Coming back to New York, Torah Encounters has great follow-up.
I'm able to learn, I'm able to see my friends, especially my friends that I was in yeshiva with.
I learned with Reb Yuri Wasserman and Reb Ari Weiss, Mondays and Wednesdays.
I'm able to meet with the Rebbeim and just continue my learning.
We have friends that we can talk to.
Awesome experience that I wouldn't trade for the world.
The clarity you will get here is not possible to get anywhere else.
Our avoda at Torah Encounters is to bring the sweetness of Torah, its teachings, and Hashem to the next generation, focusing on character refinement and knowing our potential, ultimately being able to begin again. If I could only express the feeling of marrying off a student or receiving a phone call, Mazel Tov, we had a baby, or simply a good Shabbos, we are rebuilding the future of the Jewish people, one Yid at a time.
זה לא פשוט, את מבינה, זה כתוב בספרים